Hi guys, welcome back to Harry Makes Up. Today I wanted to do a video covering products that I really like to use for covering acne, breakouts and redness. These are products I use in my pro kit and I also happily recommend to other people as they really work. Now I know what you're going to say is, where is my model? And believe it or not, I have actually put the feelers out there to try and find someone who would be happy to be filmed in front of the camera with their acne without any makeup on, and I can completely understand it's quite a daunting prospect, and actually everyone I've spoke to so far, whilst they would love to learn the techniques of how to cover it, they weren't willing to show their face with the acne. So putting it out there to you guys, if anyone out there is an acne sufferer and you would be happy to be on my channel with your bare face for the camera so the viewers can watch how we cover the acne, would be of interest to you, send me a tweet or leave me a comment below, and especially if you can get to London, that would be something. I'd be very interested in finding someone who'd be willing to do that, as that's a video that I would very much like to film as it's been highly requested. So for me, when it comes to treating, whether it's a model or an actress or a singer who's kind of suffering from breakouts or redness, the first step for me really is skincare. So brands that I love, Avene, La Roche Posay are amazing, and there's a couple of products in particular that I know always come with me in my pro kit. So the first one is La Roche Posay Rosaliac Intense AR, and this is the Localized Redness Intensive Serum. So it looks like this. There's no green in it, no weird colour undertone, it's just a clear serum, but it's very cooling on the skin, and this definitely just helps calm the redness, and this is often one of the first steps I used after cleansing before I'm going to address the skin's needs with makeup. Another product that comes with me a lot, which I really like, especially if someone has kind of like a combination skin and is suffering with a little bit of redness but also more kind of pores and large pores. I like the Pore Minimising Serum, which refines and smooths the skin texture, and that's by Clarins, and I find that's a really nice one as well. Again, it's kind of like a fluid, it's really gentle on the skin, and I find this does just help even things out a little bit as well, especially if there is a little bit of redness. So this is my pro kit skincare bag, the one that kind of comes with me to every job. So I'm just gonna have a look what else I have in here that I tend to go to. The Cicaplast Baume B5, found out about this from Eldridge. It is amazing. Definitely good if someone has more drier skin with redness as well. So for dehydrated skin, it's quite a rich cream, like a thick balm cream texture, but that's really lovely. So this one's a bit battered and loved because it's been in my kit for quite a while now. This is the Avene, the Moisturizing Protecting Cream, and this is the, I think it's just called Moisturizing Protective Cream, Redness Relief. And what I love about this cream is you can get one, I think, or at least they used to do, I don't know if they still do, I'll check. They do one for more dry to very dry skin and one for oily skin. So it's great that you can still find your skin's needs whilst addressing your redness. So one last one for skincare, and it's kind of within the same makeup brand. It's by Clinique and it's their Redness Solutions. This is the Daily Relief Cream with probiotic technology. I just find, again, this is really soothing. I like this for kind of a mix of different skin types, but I just find it's really nice under makeup as well. So that's something that comes with me in my pro kit. And I have like a whole little Clinique bundle here because I find in general their anti-redness is amazing. I've used these for a carpet, I've used them in shoots, and especially the fact that the bottles, the little Redness Solutions ones, they come like this, SPF 15, so again, not too much flashback for red carpet. They're not super sheer, but they're also not super full coverage. I find these are really nice, so you can get a real skin finish, put these over, and then use something a little bit more intense in terms of pigmentation, just where you actually have the redness. I do think for me, it is about just covering what you need to cover, rather than masking the whole face. The skin, you want the skin to still look real and breathable and as radiant as it can do. So they're something that I love and use in my kit regularly. And within that range, they do two powders. They do a loose powder, which is the anti-redness solutions. It's like a yellow based powder, but don't worry, it doesn't come out yellow. It just brightens and lifts the skin nicely. And then even better, they also have a pressed form, which again, it has this kind of yellow undertone, which might seem a bit scary, but actually I find it just goes translucent when it's on the skin, and again, just counteracts any redness still coming through. So moving on to makeup that I actually use to cover. So once I tend to use the Clinique anti-redness solutions just to kind of sheer out the base. So there's a little bit of something on the skin, and then I just work with something with more pigmentation, more coverage, just where there is actual redness. As often you find with acne, it's not an entire face, often it is just kind of in sections. So just work at keeping the real skin showing through, and you just want to even out the skin tone. This is the Estee Lauder, it's the double wear, and it's the maximum cover camouflage makeup for face and body. It does have SPF 15. A little of this will go such a long way. It is incredibly pigmented. It's quite a thick texture, so again, just dab a tiny bit, and that's where if you've got a nice sheer base on anyway, or something quite lightweight, you can just use this to cover. I think they come in about 6 different skin tones. I wish they did more skin tones, that would be amazing. But I tend to mix between the 6 that I have. They may come in more shades now, but I just find this a really nice one, especially for covering sort of like light to medium outbreaks, or if there's a small patch of acne or like a small cluster of spots. I find these are really, really good. So for general breakouts, or if there's skin that just needs a little bit of covering with a tiny bit of redness, I love the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealers. I think I have all of them in their shades, and the reason I love this is because the shades are so good. You can get really, really dark shades, super, super light shades, and these are quite a good multi-purpose concealer. You can use them under the eyes, you can use them to cover outbreaks really well, especially if you have like a small amount of acne or it's not too raised. These are really, really good for covering just small amounts or smaller outbreaks. I think the other point with makeup as well is remembering that you want it to last. So you don't have to keep touching up throughout the day and putting more and more makeup onto your face. So the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, again, if you have a lighter outbreak or a smaller outbreak, these are really good just to use to cover. Set it with a little bit of powder and they last really, really well. So moving on to a more higher coverage concealer, there's a few that I like. One that I only discovered about a year or 2 ago now is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Essential Skin Enhancer. These are phenomenal. Again, the tiniest amount is all you'll need, and these will last you ages. The colour range is really, really good. Even within the colour ranges, there's different tones. There's more pink undertones, more golden undertones, more yellow undertones, so you can find something for every skin tone. And I just find with these, they're very, very creamy, so again, good for dry skin, but you can also use them on oily skin and powder a little bit where you need to. And literally the smallest dot, if I show you in the pot, it's quite hard to see, but they're like a thick sort of creamy texture, almost like old school makeup, like what I think of when I think of Kevyn Aucoin, that kind of quite heavy makeup, but if it's used sparingly, it can really help cover just the areas you need to cover. And it photographs beautifully as well and looks real in daylight. The Vichy range is one of those ranges that I think a lot of beauty bloggers know about because it's really easily available. It's a nice price range, the fact that you can get it in kind of the larger boot stores or drug stores. You can get it in the stick form, and it's their Corrective foundation. Again, the shades, I think there's some good shades, but they could do with a few more better shades. So they have stick formula, which is like this, which is quite good for kind of on-the-go touch-ups. I personally prefer the fluid. That's what I tend to use most in my kit. What I will say about Vichy is it's really, really good as well because they're always bringing out new formulations and they're easily available. And also they now do the Vichy Dermablend for body, which is the Total Body Corrective Foundation 16-hour. Again, all the Vichy Dermablend is very, very long lasting, and it will even cover things like port wine stains, birthmarks really, really well. So it's very, very high pigmentation, very high coverage, and I think this one is waterproof or water resistant as well, so it's long wearing, and this is perfect as well if you have acne on your décolletage or shoulders or back, and if you want to wear a nice evening dress and you want to cover it, this is a really, really good product. And Vichy also do a Dermablend powder as well, so you can use that, and that's like a translucent, suit all skin type, skin colour, and that's really, really good for covering any of the Vichy products as well. Also keep in mind that with the skin is one of the best ways of showing what's actually happening internally with yourself. I think a lot of people are always surprised when they talk to you about having outbreaks or if they're struggling with skin issues. More times than not, it's actually either stress related or it can be even lack of sleep. So obviously you might want to have a look at your diet, or if you smoke, things like that can affect your skin and breakouts. But you know, even have a look at it could be stress, it could be hormonal. There's so many different reasons why people get acne or even breakouts. You know, I'm not just talking about acne in this video. So hopefully you found a few things in this video that will just help you with some ideas for products you could try for covering, in particular acne, redness or breakouts. So it might be one of the three, it might be all of the three. You know, you can try a combination of the products, or you might find one that just works really well for you. So I hope that was helpful, guys, and I'll see you soon for more videos.